Greetings. Mr. Lee here. We're going to learn function notation today. Okay. So it's just a new way of reading and writing your equations with this whole graph equation table concept. Okay. So we're still going to see the three representations. The only thing that's going to change is the way the equation looks. Okay. So let's start with what you know. And you guys can refer to the images I have on Canvas. Okay, I'm going to use this same equation. So y is equal to 5x plus 6, just an example, right? We know how to graph this. We test some points with x values, find the matching y values. X values are your inputs, right? We're inputting whatever we choose into the equation, and then evaluating it, whatever that final value is our output. Right, so input x, you output y, and that's much more easily seen in your table form. So let me recopy this, convert this to a table, so you can see the inputs and outputs. Right, so you input a value of x, and then once you evaluate it, it simplifies to your final output value, which is a y value. Okay, so function notation, all it does is change this y value into something called f of x. Okay, so all I'm going to do in this equation, instead of thinking of it as y, it's still going to be y, but instead of reading it as y, we're going to read it as f of x. Okay, so initially this might confuse you, right? Because it's the same symbols as multiplying, but you're not going to think of it as multiplying. Okay, so it's f parentheses x. You're going to read that as f of x. Okay, you could actually have any letter to name a function. I can call it g of x, I can call it h of x, right? So this is just the function f at an input of whatever x value I choose. Okay, so for example, if I chose an x value of 1, right, we could read this in the table already. If x is 1, my y value is 11, right? If my input is 1, my output is 11. So we can also read this as f of 1 is equal to 11. Okay, the function value when my input is 1 will give me an output value of 11. Okay, and we can even show some work here, right? If x is equal to 1, your 5x plus 6 turns into a 5 times 1 plus a 6, and we know that simplifies to an 11. Okay, so you're substituting the x value the same way and evaluating like we've done before. The only new thing is you're going to read this as f of x, or f of whatever input value you choose. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do f of, I don't know, -2. Okay, so we already have the match, right? If x is -2, the y value has to be -4, or your input's -2, your output's -4. So let's see how that works, right? My function value, when I have an input of -2, should give me an output of -4. Okay, and here's the work again. So still the same equation, right? 5x plus 6. So I chose an input of -2. 5 times a -2, and then I have to add my 6. That simplifies to your -4. Okay. So now your job is to dive a little bit deeper into the notes. Okay, so read your Canvas page. Those two images I have, it should kind of recap and summarize what we did here. So read it a few times. If you need to rewatch the video, please do that. Message me with any questions.